Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and look what just showed up in the mail. I could not even wait because I really wanted to build these. This is the new Echoes of Death Series 3, and it's not like I've even started painting Series 2, but I'm about halfway through at the moment of filming for Series 1, so without further ado, I cannot wait to jump into these models. Well, hot dang. First thing that really jumps out to me is the size of these pieces. You know what would be cool is if we had a couple little extra parts tossed on these sprues every now and then. That would be neat to have. Not going to happen, but you can always hope. Okay, so what do we got here? I mean, look at the size of the sword here for the knight. I think she's a knight or a paladin. Or the Anti-Paladin, I don't even know. Thankfully, just like the previous releases, you'll see that everything is both numbered and lettered off. So it should not be too complicated in terms of figuring out which parts are which. Let's see here. Whatever figure B is at least 15 parts. That's the Paladin, or the Dark Paladin, I should say, whereas the Knight looks to be about, 15 or so as well. What is figure B? And D has a bunch too. Geez. Okay, yeah, most of these are, well, wow. Figure A is a total of 18 parts at least, including that base. Interesting. Surprisingly, only 3 of them have a custom base. Somebody is getting stuck with a boring regular one. Now, if you have plenty of stone face bases, which I do not anymore, but hopefully we'll have some showing up inevitably with a pledge of some kind. Hopefully that will soon be remedied. I'm just going to go ahead and get these ladies all built up. We'll offer any kind of advice that might help, because it's not like you can't figure out which model part is which. It's pretty easily labeled. Okay, D is the monk. D is the monk, C is the knight, B is the Anti-Paladin, and I'm guessing A is the archer of some sort. I don't even know what class that is. Let's take a look in here. What kind of goodies we got in here? Okay, strain system. This looks the same as with the previous ones. Can't be completely sure. Okay, we've got our typical art cards. I really dig that art. Lockham Lamb's art is always kind of cool. Lockman. The monk. Is it a ranger or an archer? I think it's a sniper, maybe? Like the investment sniper. Okay, what is this? New vermin. Stalkist. Armored fist. Sword oath. Dark manifestation. Okay, these are all different milestones. Ashen claw strain. Cordage worms. Interesting. These are always kind of fun to see. And what do we got here? Okay. I believe we've had these included with the other ones. I could be wrong. I have. Someday I'll show you guys. My 1.5 expansion box is literally just filled to the brim at this point with all of the extra cards from various promos and extra sets. So it's kind of piling up. I should probably try to organize it, but I held off on picking up any kind of an organizer or token thing until some of the 1.5 expansions show up, because it's just going to be a lot. Anyway, let's get these ladies put together and we'll take a look at how they turn out. Alright, well, we got our Echoes of Death all put together, and I feel like I say this with like each subsequent Kingdom Death release, but these have got to be my favorite of the bunch. I feel like it's just kind of hypocritical, because I swear I feel that way after every release, but it's true. I really like these models. So why don't we show you them, right? All right, we'll start off with one of the easier to build ones. This is the monk. The only real issue that I could come across was right here. There's this teeny tiny piece, and it's supposed to be her headpiece. Everything else was pretty simplistic. No real complications in terms of building her. She went together pretty easily. base made sense how it all put together. In fact, the only thing I really needed to look up was how to put the wings on for the Anti-Paladin lady. There's a very small contact points for those. And I'm really still not sure what the deal is with this spine thing. It doesn't seem to really connect. Maybe I just did it wrong. I'm like, it works. It seems like she's got some kind of a variation on the dragon armor. She can at least kind of stand up on her own, somewhat. And you know I'm going to bust out some comparison models here in a sec. Then we have the sniper. And I gotta say, I really like this pose. She was one I was the least interested in at first. And I don't know, the design has really started to grow on me. And I need to clean off that mold line there, but that's another story. She just looks neat. I like the hat. And much like her inspiration from the investment snipers, she's got the weird smoky stuff floating around all over her base there. I do own the investment sniper. I have yet to actually put her together, so hopefully we will see a video of her someday in the future, and we'll just have to bust out the plastic Echoes of Death version to compare her with. And then finally, my favorite of the bunch, the Knight. She is huge. She looks cool. She's got a big-ass sword. She's just a really sharp-looking model. And honestly, I think the only challenge with the sniper, besides just double-checking which side of the base the quivers go on, was she has these set of teeth which are actually a separate piece from the cloak. Everything else was pretty easy to put together. You did need to build up around. You need to attach the arm before you can attach the back of the cloak. Otherwise, she's pretty straightforward as well. The only thing, I put her, the Knight, almost 99% complete, and then I realized I had forgotten the feathers on top of her head. And there's a little bit of a gap there I could not close completely. Ow, shoot, you know what? I was just at the hobby shop, and I realized I was going to go get some putty stuff. Oh well. Guess I gotta go back. As if I needed that as an excuse. So, funny enough, I've owned the Knight, both variations of her. Traded them off for other things. So I don't really have anybody to compare to, but she's so huge, I thought, why not grab old Joe? Look at that. She can almost give Joe here a run for the money in terms of size. That's pretty darn impressive. The only other model I think that can really do that would be the fighter from Echoes of Death 1. She is quite large, and she's not even fully upright the way she's standing. And I do happen to have both the Monk and Anti-Paladin actually with us here, painted and finished. So let me grab those two ladies. We can give you a comparison. We'll just let the sniper hang out. Nothing is glued down other than the model's body parts themselves. That's just the way we roll. We'll get it all. Come on, Joe. I'm making a mess. Okay. So here is the Anti-Paladin. Here is the original resin one with the weird creature heart thing she's going to eat. I actually dropped her twice and have had major issues with her snapping, but I think she's okay these days. Not the best paint job, but it's okay. We're not going to worry about that. So you can see a lot of the style choices did show up on both versions. Obviously, she doesn't have the scythe, though. It's got that ivy bone whip looking thing. It's still a cool model, and you can see at least... Wasn't there a scythe with the Dragon King? I don't remember. I'll have to look at the sprues. I haven't played around with the armor kits in some time, and I haven't even gotten to the Dragon King yet. And as for the Monk, here is my painted version from quite some time ago. With whatever that weird lotus thingy is on her head. I don't know what's going on with her hair there. Still not wearing much in the way of clothing. Opposite arm this time. for her God Hand, for lack of better terms. But I like the pose on the new one a lot better. And that's one of the cool things. As complex as some of these models have gotten, the posing, the style, the thickness, and that was something that I wanted to comment on, was just the bulk of the models themselves. They don't feel, well, I mean, they are fragile, but they don't feel as fragile as some of their resin counterparts, and just the quality, they feel thick, they feel chunky, they feel well produced, and I am quite happy to have gotten these ladies. Now, I'm sure if you are patient, you'll be able to get them for like half off next year during Black Friday, but I couldn't wait. I wanted to build them as soon as I could, and I know a lot of you guys out there are still waiting on yours. I barely got my kit in just a few days ago. I could not wait, and I mean, hopefully, fingers crossed, all of your guys' models are going to make them to your homes safe and sound, where you can enjoy such plasticky goodness as well. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.